Welcome to the CLT Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Jimmy G. Here with my man Wals, the co-host. What's up, Wals?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. Tell everybody just a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm Wals. I'm a local artist, hip-hop musician, and entrepreneur. Native North Carolinian. Been in the Charlotte area over 20 years. So this is home. Originally from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, but I've always been close. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. Love to talk sports, real estate, business.
It's everything Charlotte related. And one of the things I like to say when I talk about the CLT Life is, the CLT Life comes from Charlotte. So if your closest major airport is the CLT, then this is the show for you. If you're thinking about Charlotte as a destination, this is the show for you. And really, if you're anywhere in the Carolinas, we talk about all kinds of places because one of the cool things about Charlotte is we're so centrally located, right on the North and South Carolina border, pretty much in the middle, 3 hours, I'd say within 2.5 to 3.5 hours of pretty much anywhere in North or South Carolina, unless you're heading way out to the Outer Banks.
Right.
That's a little bit further out.
Takes a day.
Takes a day, yeah. Speaking of the beach, man, we just got back from Wilmington, North Carolina, went to Wrightsville Beach.
Nice.
My wife and I, we spent a couple days there with our son and my mother-in-law. If you haven't had a chance to, have you ever been to Wrightsville?
I have. I know it well, or well enough. The Wilmington, Wrightsville area, I'm pretty familiar with. It's beautiful, a lot of fun, good beaches.
Yeah, I always
Wrightsville.
I think Wrightsville to me, for some reason, the water at Wrightsville always looks like you're in Florida. Like it's something to do with the way the river flows out, Cape Fear River flows out right around it. The water just always so crystal clear. So, and you and your family always go to the beach every year too, right?
We do. Usually first, second week in August, we'll go down to Garden City Beach, just south of Myrtle, Murrells Inlet area. And it's a little slower pace than Myrtle itself. It's
not
nice.
As commercial.
Not quite as commercial, right? But still lots of great restaurants in the area. The Marsh Walk at Murrells Inlet is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Get out, walk around.
Golf courses. Yeah. We got plenty of golf courses around.
Tons of good golf courses.
Yeah.
Although, I think I played, where did I play? Indigo Creek while I was down. We played there years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. You and I played out there. Yep.
We did. So I played Indigo Creek again just because it's close. And they closed one of my favorite courses, which was Indian Wells. They closed Indian Wells. They're going to do some land development there, build apartments or condos, I believe. But so anyway, I was trying to stay close that day. So I played Indigo Creek and I ended up going to play Barefoot Landing. I drove a little bit, about 25 minutes up the way, up 17 to get to Barefoot Landing and played the Love Course with some buddies. Then we played one more. I can't remember the name of the third course we played, but
there's a lot of great ones. Yes, that's one of the destinations when people plan golf trips. So I know we've talked about doing that. So we need to get that set up sometime soon. Speaking of golf, we got the President's Cup coming up real soon, and right here to Charlotte. So you plan on checking that out?
I do. I plan on going Friday. So my anniversary is that Thursday. So it's kind of an anniversary gift to ourselves. Go out to the President's Cup, enjoy a little golf, little team golf.
Yeah.
See how
it'll be interesting.
See how everybody's looking.
Yeah, it'll be interesting though with some of these players that aren't going to be out there now with this whole live golf thing. I mean, some of the internet like not Cam Smith. What's Cameron Young?
Yeah. Cam Smith. No,
Cam Smith. Yeah. Number two player in the world just went to live. So
we're gonna miss.
Crazy.
I'm going to miss seeing him. We saw him I was down in Hilton Head in April, and he was there, and so I got to watch him play there, and that was fun. But I will definitely miss him in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy what's going on there. Well, speaking of sports, that's a good segue. We got college football season just started this past weekend, and we got the NFL coming up this weekend. So 2 games I want to talk about. One, did you watch the game on Saturday, Carolina and App State? Did you catch any of that?
I did see parts of it, especially the end.
Yeah, I kind of got to see the beginning of it when initially App State was actually up 21-7. We
Right.
were out. We actually went to the Matthews Alive Festival, and we got some lunch afterwards. And the restaurant we were at was playing the game, so we saw the beginning of it, and we had to travel back home. And I didn't turn it back on until the fourth quarter, and Carolina was up, I think, by 2 touchdowns, and then App State started coming back. They scored 40 points in the fourth quarter. I think the score was 63-61.
Definitely a basketball score.
Yeah, it was the most points scored in a FBS game in a quarter by one team in over 15 years.
It was crazy. And I mean, there was some really cool moments as a fan of the game. Just watching the game was really entertaining. And so the onside kick return for a touchdown.
That was a mistake.
Cool. Yeah, it was a great mistake if you're a Carolina fan, which I am, even though I've got on App State colors.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a Carolina fan, but the onside kick return was cool to see. Those blocks that sort of sprung them. Mm-hmm. Cool to see a special teams play like that where it's executed so well, even though they say it was a mistake. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the reason I say it was a mistake, and Coach Brown even said afterwards in an interview, because there was like 30 seconds left. If he had just recovered the ball and gone down, they would have run out the clock. He scored a touchdown. They're up by 8, and what does App State do? Is goes down and scores a touchdown in like 29 seconds.
Again,
and ended up missing that 2-point. Yeah, came up a yard short.
And on the 2-point conversion, maybe the one before that, which one was it where he overthrew
he overthrew him. He overthrew the receiver, but they were saying too, the receiver, he was so wide open that he just kind of stopped and he jumped up. But the quarterback had to throw it over. He had to throw it over, I think a defensive end or somebody was coming around the corner. So
the receiver was short.
Yeah.
And so he was backpedaling. He was in his backpedal and he just lost his balance, and it was just like, just off. But I yelled audibly, and I had my 2-year-old beside me, and he jumped. He was startled because I yelled, because I couldn't believe they didn't complete the pass. I was like, So anyway, it was good. It was an entertaining game.
Yeah.
Carolina needs to figure out what they're going to do on defense.
100%.
Because they can't stop anybody.
They can still score, though. I mean,
they can score with probably anybody, but they can't stop anybody. So we'll see how that works out.
And you're going from one great Charlotte area quarterback. We just had Sam Howell. Was that? I say we. I'm a UVA guy, as you know. But here in the Carolinas, I do pull for the Tar Heels. But you got from Sam Howell, who ended up being NFL draft pick. He's with Washington now. He's from Sun Valley in Union County. Now you got Drake May from Myers Park, who's the younger brother of Luke May, national champion basketball player. And man, for a redshirt freshman his first year, he's really impressing too.
He looks really good. His stats are going to be awesome because he's going to be throwing it a lot. But he seems to have a pretty good poise. He's calm. I mean, he needs to fill out his frame a little bit. It looks like to me.
My wife commented that he looked like a kicker.
Yeah,
she said. He says he's like 6'4", 220. So I mean, he's got decent size, but
he's tall, but he's still sort of thin. He looks a little thin. So obviously he'll fill out over the course of however many more years he's at Chapel Hill. But yeah, he's got all the tools. Seems pretty calm under pressure. And he's going to put up great numbers. So it should be fun to be a fan for, his tenure as QB1 down in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, all right, and that's another great segue. Talking about QB1, we got the NFL season kicking off this weekend, and we've got one of those circle the calendar games taking place right here in Charlotte this Sunday, with the Cleveland Browns coming here to face off against Baker Mayfield, their former #1 draft pick from a couple of years ago. And I mean, I for one, I'm excited. I was kind of eyeing him for a while, especially once this whole thing happened where Cleveland was pursuing Deshaun Watson, and it was obvious that Mayfield wasn't going to be there. And after watching Sam Darnold last year, I'm just not convinced that he's a QB1 in the NFL.
No.
I think he can be a solid backup, but I just don't think he's a top flight starting quarterback at all. So having Baker Mayfield here with that swagger that he has, I know last year he struggled. He had the shoulder injury, but 2 years ago, was it 2 or 3 seasons ago, he had him in the AFC Championship against the Chiefs. I mean,
Right.
and they were
Right.
beaten. They almost went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. So, I mean, I feel he's got that gunslinger mentality, almost like a poor man's Brett Favre.
For sure.
So, what do you think? How do you think it's going to go this weekend?
Well, first off, Sam Darnold, I never thought he was, I don't know. Once he was drafted to the Jets, you know, you go into a Jets organization is in disarray perpetually, it seems like. But so he wasn't in the best environment to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But that one night that the Patriots
He was seeing ghosts.
Ever since then, I would never want to hear my quarterback say he was seeing ghosts. And that's just, from that point on, I wouldn't want him to be my quarterback. You know, no offense. Like you said, he could be a good backup, but the mentality is just not there to be a starter.
He's got the physical tools. He's got the arm.
The physical tools, and he's got the arm, and at times he shows glimpses. But I think, you know, game in and game out, when the game is on the line and you need somebody who can produce at the highest level, I don't think he's the guy, and I think his mentality is fragile. So, you know, Mayfield, on the other hand, yeah, he's a gunslinger. He's going to take risks. Sometimes, you know, high risk, high reward kind of guy. I think in Cleveland, they were building a pretty good program there. They have a good defense, you know, with Myles Garrett on the end and a bunch of other guys, you know, that can really play the game.
Too, right?
Yeah, Clowney, even though I don't even know if Clowney's still there. Did he resign?
I'm not 100%. I think he is. We'll find out. And he's from Rock Hill. He's a local player.
Right. And they had Larry Ogunjobi from Charlotte. He was up front too.
Mm-hmm.
So they had some guys, and you know they had Nick Chubb, obviously, Kareem Hunt in the backfield. So if you can run the ball and you've got somebody that can get after the quarterback on defense and some guys up front, you know, you have the makings of a good team. And they surrounded Baker Mayfield with that. And so they were trending in the right direction before they decided to pivot and go towards Deshaun Watson. So, yeah, I think Phil Snow had our defense humming for a while last season, you know, and we get McCaffrey back to begin the season. Hopefully he can stay healthy.
If he can stay healthy.
Right.
And you got Dante Foreman. Yeah, Dante Foreman,
right.
who backed up Derrick Henry a year ago with Tennessee. So he's coming in now. So
I think he'll supplant Chuba Hubbard as the number 2 guy.
I do too. Yeah, and he can catch. He showed the preseason game. He had some nice catches. Where that's the thing with Hubbard, man. He's got just hands of brick, hands of stones.
Yeah. That's not his strong suit, catching the ball out of the backfield. So I think Foreman will get a lot of burn. And then we've got DJ, Robbie Moore, and we just picked up Chenault.
Yeah.
Maybe from LSU.
I'm hoping Chenault ends up being like a Debo Samuel type player. If we could use him,
he really could. I mean, and DJ Moore is a big yards after the catch kind of guy too. So, so I think we have the makings of a good team. I think Baker is hungry as he gets settled in and comfortable with the offense and his teammates. You know, as the year goes on, I think he has the tools to be successful. Did I think he would be a top tier quarterback? Or do I think that? I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with the system and how well he plays in it. I think he can win you football games. But we've got to see if he can, against the best defenses, when they sort of know what's coming, if he can still, you know, make the throws, the reads, the decisions that you need to make to beat some of those best defenses when you get into the playoffs.
All right, real quick, because I want to segue real quick as well into some of what you do. So real quick, what's your prediction? What's the score? Who wins this Sunday?
Oh man, we'll go out and say the Browns we're starting Jacoby Brissett. You know, but they still got that that strong running game. I'll say 21-17 Panthers.
Okay, I had 23-17 Panthers.
Yeah.
So we're close. All right, so the Panthers are going to win. Panthers are going to win by less than a touchdown this Sunday. Mark it, write it down. We said it right here. You heard it here first. All right, so
CLT
the CLT Life. That's right. All right, so we just got another minute or two, and we're gonna play one of your songs called "Anywhere." That's a new single. So you're local to the Charlotte area, rap artist, and tell us a little bit about. Tell me about your music, and then tell me about the song "Anywhere," and then set up an intro. Let's knock it out in 60 seconds or less.
60 seconds or less. I've been making music for a long time. I took a break for a few years. Life happens, but I'm back in it. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. And I just rap about my lifestyle, which is being a middle-aged dad, really. That's the reality of life these days.
Exactly.
But we try to keep it fresh and fun. Some topics get heavy. Sometimes, it's light. Anywhere is a light, fun travel song. It's about just getting away, being able to go anywhere you want to go, have a good time with whoever you're with. It's a great song. It features a good friend of mine, Mia, and she's a great singer, and she's on the album as well a few other times. My upcoming album is called These Are the Good Days, hence the
Good Days, yeah.
Here, Good Days.
I love the drip on that too.
Yeah, I love the drip. Yeah, that's just sort of the whole lifestyle is good days. We're trying to have more good days than bad. We know there'll be some bad days.
Yeah.
But, we're living for these good days. We're trying to enjoy the present and make the most out of this life.
All right. I love it, Wali. All right. Or Wals, my bad. We'll be back next week. We're going to go ahead and play the debut right here of Anywhere. And it's coming out officially, will be released in a couple weeks.
September 23rd.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to the CLT Life this week. We'll be back, as always, next Friday, 7:30 a.m. So set your alarm clock. Tune in to iHeartRadio, WDRB Media. Look up the CLT Life. We'll see you then. All right, everybody. Appreciate it. Thanks, Wals. We'll talk to you soon.
Yo, peace. Thanks for having me, buddy.
All right. Later.
Yeah. Hey. It don't matter if it's first class or buddy pass. Private jet, the coordinates to the island set. The drink's cold and the water on the island's wet. Behold the prettiest.